Hey everyone, my name is Kelly Lintz and I am a Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And if you are watching this video, it is because you are a brand new ambassador with Plexus and you are trying to figure out how to get to the very first rank, which is silver. And that's 3 qualified ambassadors, level 1 ambassadors underneath of you, okay? And when I started with Plexus, they didn't have this training. It literally just came out. And so I had no idea what I was doing, okay? My modus operandi was pretty much just like tell people about it and they joined, which kind of worked. But when I had questions, I literally would go to Facebook and ask them in a group chat that I had going with some of my upline, which is also still a great thing to do. But now we have something where you can say, okay, let me do these 5 things and that will help me get to silver. So that's why we're doing this video. And we're going to be, to get to silver, we're going to break this up into 4 different sessions. And each session, I'm going to give you 4 or 5 different things that you can accomplish before you move on to the next one. Okay. The first assignment, easy, just watch this video. How hard is that? Oh my gosh, I'm such a taskmaster. So that's assignment number 1. You're doing it right now. Fantastic. Assignment number 2 is if you go into your back office and click on training and then click on Super Saturday 2017, the rank up roadmap will pop up and there's a video by Jen Hawkins under the Get Started tab. I want you to watch that video. It's about 5 minutes long. She shares a little bit about her story, about how she started out. She's one of the highest ranked Plexus ambassadors in the company. She has a lot of great things to say. That's assignment number 2. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen to move on to assignment number 3. Here's our little rank up roadmap. Isn't that cute? So right now you are here. We want to get to here. I am here. See, I'm not that far ahead of you. And what that tells you is that you don't have to be that much farther ahead of whoever you bring in. You just have to be a little ahead of them so that you can show them which direction to go in. And because I just went to silver and to gold, I remember exactly what I did to get there. Okay? Eventually, we're all going to be here and we're going to hang out in Hawaii together. Woohoo, driving matching Lexuses, and then eventually we'll be diamond, which will be financial freedom for all, okay? So this session is gonna focus on building your vision. You have to do that. You have to understand why it is that you decided to become a Plexus ambassador and really have it written down on paper, and it lays the groundwork for everything ahead, and it gets your mindset in the right place. So there's 4 different ways we can build our vision. And the first one is identifying your why. You've probably heard people say that before, like figure out what your why is. And I was always like, because I'm a little bit rebellious, I was like, why do I have to figure out my why? Like, why can't it just be why not? The reason that you have to understand and really nail down why you are doing this is because just like anything else in life that you want to accomplish, this is not easy. It's a little easier for some than it is for others, but you're often going to feel like maybe this isn't worth it. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like when, you have customers that say, this is dumb, I don't want to do this anymore, and they quit. That's frustrating and discouraging. Or you have an ambassador that turns off their back order and they want to be done. I had someone recently, a good friend of mine, who 3 separate times got to the order screen on the Plexus website and backed out 3 separate times. Finally, on the 4th time, she ordered. The next day, she got laid off, and she's like, I need to get a refund. Was that frustrating? Yes, it was. Was it devastating? It was not. The reason is because my why is pretty dang strong. So you need to dig deep when you think about it. Don't just say, well, I just want to get my products for free. Dig deeper and say, why do I want to get them for free? What would that mean? And most importantly, how would that feel? Okay, I'm going to give you an example. And I'm not talking about your why for taking the products. We all have a why for that. I did it to be free of anxiety and depression and maybe lose a few pounds. All three of those things came true. I am a strong believer in these products. And then I started talking about it to people because I loved helping others find that same success. That does feel good. I have people call me all the time that are like, oh my word, I've never been able to lose weight and I've lost 20 pounds. Or like I had a good friend of mine call me crying because she was no longer depressed and she was just so excited about that. That feels great, but that's still not why I decided to work this very intentionally as a business. The reason I decided to do that is because, and I'm going to get out of this so I can look you right in the eye. I never want to worry about finances ever again. Why is that important to me? Because I have made a living in the entertainment industry for 25 years. For 25 years, I've never had a steady paycheck. My husband is also self-employed. So for 25 years, every first of the month, there's a conversation where we say to each other, got anything coming in this month? And, I've always, sort of prided myself on being a starving artist, but I'm 46 now and I'm a little tired of starving. How about that? So when I found these products and I saw how well they worked and I saw what an amazing company this is, I realized this could be a way to solve that problem. Okay. Now, what does that look like? What does never having to worry about finances ever again look like? For me, it looks like being able to, on my own, if I had to, cover every single one of our monthly expenses. And anything that Mark makes would be extra to be able to take that vacation we've really never been able to afford to take, to actually help our kids pay for college because my kids pay for their own college. And to be able to save to help my one daughter who wants to go to law school actually do that without maybe having to go into deep debt to do so. So far, I can pay my mortgage, my utility bill, and our car payment with Plexus money. I'm on my way. But once I reach, if I know if I'm an emerald or a diamond, that's going to make me cry. And your why should make you cry. Maybe yours is health reasons. Maybe that is a big enough why for you. And they can all, it doesn't have to be one thing, but make sure you know what your why is. And I want you to write that down. And I want you to write down, what does it look like? And then I want you to write down, how do you feel once that's accomplished? Okay. So that's how to write your why. Okay? Maybe it's better health, personal development, opportunity for financial freedom. And if you want to look in your back office at these pages, you can read some more examples of that. And once you do all of that digging, you will have a very powerful why. And that will keep you from quitting in the future. And really the only way to fail at this is to quit. Even if you're only getting your products paid for, that's still a win, okay? All right, the second part. Now we're going to move on to assignment number 4. Set your goals, okay? Now that we've drilled down to your real why, let's talk about your how. Goals are not the end result, but the milestones along the way to your why. We want to set SMART goals. Isn't that cute? They have a little acronym for that. So the S is specific. You don't want to say, I want to be emerald someday, or I want to, that can be a long-term goal, which is great, but long-term goals without daily specific activity are long-term wishes, right? So rather than saying I want to grow my business, you want to say, I am going to talk to 3 people a day about Plexus. Or 1, maybe you only have time for 1. That's perfectly fine. Maybe it's, I only have time really to do 3 people a week. Maybe you're like, no, dude, I'm going for this. I'm going to do 10 people a day. Really, it's up to you, but pick a number and hold yourself accountable to it, okay? Same thing with other, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, they need to be measurable. Determine how many or how much. Maybe your goal is, I want to get to 500 PV every month because that's when I start earning 25% commission instead of just 15. And I'm going to do what it takes to get to that number. You can do it that way too. Whatever kind of motivates you more. Or maybe for me, I say, I want to go silver every month. I want to sponsor 3 new ambassadors every single month and get 3 new preferred customers. Okay. Those are examples of measurable goals. They need to be action oriented. They need to produce, we call them IPA, income producing activities. Sitting there wishing that you were silver does not count. Scrolling through Facebook and getting lost in your Aunt Sue's cousin's sister's wedding photos doesn't count. Okay. You need to identify activities that are going to grow your business and bring in income. Some examples of mine are, I post on Facebook at least once a day, not always about Plexus. In fact, maybe only a couple times a week about Plexus. Other people disagree with me. They feel like you need to post every day about Plexus. But I'm a strong believer in you being authentic to you and what you feel like you should do. I make sure I connect with 1 ambassador and 1 customer each and every day. That's another, that, keeps attrition from happening. I talk to 2 people a day about Facebook at least. Sometimes it's more. Sometimes it happens naturally more. And I add 2 people to my Facebook friends list and my Franks list, which we'll talk about what a Franks list is in the next session. But my list of people I'm going to reach out to, basically, I add a couple people to that every day. Why do I do that? Because if I don't do that, I'm going to run out of people to reach out to. And then when it comes time to do my IPA, I'm sitting there going, let me think. Who should I, right? Waste of time. Okay, next, your goals need to be realistic. You want to set goals that are going to be a stretch, but not impossible. For example, me saying I want to get to Emerald by, March, I'm going to be frustrated because that's not going to happen. But you want to set goals that are a little bit of a stretch, because even if you don't achieve that goal, you're probably a little further down the road than if you hadn't set it at all. And also, if you're achieving your goals every single month, like without fail, you're probably not setting big enough goals. You could probably be doing even better than you are. Okay? And they need to be time specific. Give yourself some deadlines. For me, I'm not a fan of saying, I want to be Emerald by July 31st. I mean, I do, but that's frustrating for me. For me, I like to set daily goals of I'm going to do this, this, and this every single day. And whatever happens, happens. That's kind of how I operate. You may operate a little differently. Plexus gives us deadlines all the time to help incentivize us. For example, this month, my goal was to sign 3 new ambassadors and 3 new customers by the end of the month because they were going to give me a free Garmin fitness watch. I just earned that 2 days ago. Last month, I earned the new planner they gave us. The month before that, I earned the double bonus. Okay? So they give you all kinds of ways to be time specific. Okay? And then, you need to evaluate your goals, readjust them as necessary. All right, that's assignment number 4, is to set those goals. Be very, using the SMART acronym, write them down. And when I meet with you to go over this session, you're going to share all of this with me, and I can help you tweak it as necessary. Okay? The next assignment is you got to build your belief. If you don't have a belief in these things, you're going to fail. Okay? You need to build your belief in the industry, in the company, and in yourself. For me, I had a belief in myself. I've always been a very driven person. If I set a goal, I usually will achieve it because I'm just that kind of person. What I didn't have a belief in, I'll come back to you again, I did not believe in network marketing. Nope. In fact, I had an aversion to network marketing. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want any part of it. Why? Because I had some bad experiences with it where I felt like sometimes friends were, looking at me with dollar signs in their eyes, or I knew they were going to want me to throw a party. And I like literally my least favorite thing to do is throw or attend a party. That's just me personally. And that's what I thought network marketing was, parties. So didn't want to do it. However, what I found, you guys, if you read the first chapter of the success guide that you got in your welcome pack that you ordered, network marketing, and you can see it now even on Facebook, it is the wave of the future. It is how many, many companies are going to start doing it in the future. Why? Because people do it naturally all the time on social media. I'll give you an example. I just ordered Stitch Fix, which is that stylist service that they send you really super cool clothes. And I was excited about it. And so I shared one of my outfits that I got online. Well, like my Facebook feed blew up with people like, what's Stitch Fix? That's amazing. I'm going to do it. Stitch Fix knows that if certain people say, hey, y'all should do this, people are going to do it. Okay. They'd rather spend their advertising dollars instead of on television commercials that people just turn off, or billboards that people just drive by. They want your personal friend that you trust saying, you really need to try this. And Plexus is the same way. They didn't want to just stick their products on a shelf in a store somewhere. They need stories to go along with it. Okay? And also Dave Ramsey, if you know who he is, financial guru, says that if he had it to do over again, if he needed to make a fortune again, he would do it in network marketing. Who knew? Again, even so, I was backed into this. I did not plan on doing this. Like many of you, I just wanted the products for the better price. And then suddenly here I am, a senior gold ambassador. It almost happened by accident. But now I'm a real believer in it. I really am. But you need to be a believer in it too. You need to be a believer in this particular company. Why? I use other network marketing products. I use some skincare. I'm using, obviously I'm ordering from Stitch Fix. No desire to sell either of those products. Why? Because I'm not passionate about it. But I am passionate about what these products do. And also what I love about this company is their compensation plan is outmatched. You can make more money quicker with Plexus than almost any network marketing company out there. And there's a lot of women that are Plexus ambassadors that have done other companies that will tell you this too. Their products are on trend. For example, they made them gluten-free because people were demanding that. Now they've made them methylated, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what that means. But a lot of sciencey people were like, these need to be methylated. And Plexus was like, you're right, they do. And so they did. Also, I don't have to throw parties. Yay! It only cost me $34.95 to buy into this. And what else? I don't have to carry inventory. I don't have to buy a whole shipment of stuff and then hope to God I sell it. So that's why I love this particular network marketing company. Finally, you've got to build your belief in yourself. You've got to build up your confidence. When people used to ask me, do you sell Plexus? I'm like, my answers at first were like, well, I mean, I can, I'm set up to, but and I was just like super apologetic. Now when people say, are you selling Plexus? I'm like, without question, absolutely I am, because it is the best thing I've ever found. The more confident you are, the more people are going to be like, oh, wow, okay. Well, if she believes in it, there must be a reason why, okay? But I've spent hours and hours watching YouTube videos on the products, listening to YouTube videos on the business. In fact, I just had to drive to Charleston, South Carolina 2 times this week. That's a 6-hour drive each way. The entire 6 hours, I listened to YouTube videos from everybody from Celeste Gwynn to Sarah Marble to Sonia Dudley, all the leaders in this company, and built my belief that I can do this. So that is your 5th assignment, is I want you to find ways to personally develop yourself, whether it's about network marketing in general or about your products. So every day that's part of your income producing activity actually, is to watch a video, read a book. Some great books I love are Go for No. It's a really quick read. Go Pro by Eric Worre. Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. That's a good one. And if you want more suggestions, I can give those to you. And finally, this is extra credit. If you want to do this, this is not really my thing, but I think I might actually do this. Hang on a second. Belief in Plexus. There's a lot of material that I didn't show you. Create your vision. Visualization sets achievement in motion. So one of the ways they suggest doing this is creating a vision board, okay? Where you put things on a board. You could do it on your phone, like using Pic Collage, or if you're like Miss Pinterest artsy craftsy, you can go get some poster board, and you can tear out photos of magazines of things that once you reach your goal, this is what's going to happen for you. Is it money? Is it, yay, I can go to Hawaii? Is it, oh my gosh, I'm super fit? Or look at that house I'm about to buy? Whatever it is, what does it look like to you? And that can be your inspiration when maybe the going gets a little tough, because you will get no's in this business. Now, I think I handle these no's pretty darn well, because I am maybe in the only other business out there that gets more no's than this one does. I go on 100 auditions to get one acting job, okay? So when somebody told me, now you're going to experience a little bit of rejection, I literally died laughing. So, but some of that, some of that really bothers people, and I can understand why. But you have to remember, when people say no to you, they're not rejecting you personally. They're just saying, not right now. And the less personally you take it, first of all, the more likely they are to come back to you later. You need to think of yourself as that waitress who's going around and like offering coffee. And she's like, hey, you want some coffee? And the people at the table are like, no, we're good right now. She doesn't like burst into tears. She doesn't take it personally. She's just like, great, okay, thanks, I'll be back later. And that's what she does. And then she comes back 20 minutes later and half the table's like, yeah, actually, I do need some. Great, fantastic. But if she had gone and cried in the bathroom because nobody had said yes the first time, she wouldn't have been emotionally available to offer it the second time. That's the same thing. I cannot tell you. I just had this happen last night at 11 p.m. Someone who was a preferred customer that had turned off their back order came back, and she's like, hey, I think I want to start this again. That's happened to me at least 10 times. So even when people order from you but then turn off, many times they come back. But the more willing you are to let them go, the more willing they are usually to come back. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's all for this week. Those are some pretty specific tasks. Once you complete those, get in touch with me. We'll go over them, and then I will send you part 2, and we will get you guys to silver, which means $100 bonus. And that is just the first step on what has been for me a pretty fun journey, I have to say. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.